Alright people, it's Spratt here, and today I am bringing you the long-awaited sniper tips video. This is going to be mainly for Black Ops 2, but you could probably take most concepts over to, you know, the other Call of Duties. I'm going to try and go into as much detail as I can, but try to not make it as boring as I can, because I'm going to cover a lot of stuff. Hopefully I can fit it all in one video, but if there's anything I missed, or anything you think I should cover, let me know in the comments, and I will definitely do a part 2 if I get enough, enough things that I've missed, you could say. Hopefully you enjoy this, hopefully this helps. If you think it does, let me know, and obviously leave a like and a favorite if you think it did. I'm going to dive into this, yeah, and we'll see how it goes. So first off, I want to talk about the different shots that you're going to be doing. There's 4 main shots, I would say. One is no scoping, one is quick scoping, one is drag scoping, and one is hard scoping. Some people prefer it when I say hard aiming, but I actually say hard scoping. So yeah, glad we got that cleared up. So they're the 4 kind of main shot types, and I recommend you incorporate all of these into your game, and I'll talk about that in a second. But first I'll just mention, you know, what each shot is. No scope is pretty much where you don't use your scope and you just kind of hip fire, and that's your shot. You can use laser sight to increase the accuracy of this, but overall it's just all luck, and I only recommend using this shot if you're in a close combat situation where the guy's really close to you and you need to you know, hit off a quick reaction shot. That's the only time I kind of recommend that, or if obviously if you're going for trick shots. The next one I would say is quick scoping. Now this is basically when you use a scope. You line up the guy who's in front of you and you scope in, and as the scope hits the guy, that's when you shoot, and that's definitely, you know, that's what's classified as a quick scope. That's as simple as that, really. Dry scope is pretty similar to this, but basically what you're going to do on this one is you're actually going to be not you don't have your crosshairs on the guy straight away. When you quick scope, you want the crosshairs, you know, perfectly on the guy, so when you scope in, you don't need to move your crosshairs, you don't need to move your scope anywhere. With the drag scope, your crosshairs don't need to be on the guy, but once you're scoped in and you're not close to the guy, you drag your scope across and then kill him. Also, there's obviously the way you can drag scope while you're aiming in, and that's another way you can do that. The last one is just a hard scope, which is basically where you're just in your scope, you know, for more than a second, I'd say, and then, or maybe even more than that, probably 2 seconds, and then you just obviously making sure you're going to get the kill and using that effectively. And I actually recommend, you know, when you hard scope it, you obviously come out of your scope after you've shot. I recommend that with any type of shot, always come out of your scope, then go back into the scope again. Even if you're hard scoping, even if you're quick scoping, I always recommend coming back out of your scope before you take the next shot. Obviously it looks way better if you're obviously having a gameplay or if you're having a clip like that, but it obviously helps you because you actually get to see the whole map again rather than just what's inside your scope. Now a lot of people don't like hard scoping, but I think if you incorporate in a streak well, you know, keep yourself alive and play smartly, I think if you incorporate all these shots, rather than just having the mindset of going into the game quick scoping every shot, if you have a mindset of using all these shots combined, that's definitely one of what's going to make you a good sniper. Another useful tip I forgot to mention is actually you need to be stopping when you're actually shooting. Now this is a common thing that actually people forget about, but basically what you want to do is actually when you take your shot, you want to be standing still. And if you forget to do this, that's when people think, oh, why did that shot not register, or why did that bullet go so far up in the sky? This is mainly down to the fact they're actually moving when you hit your shot. Now sometimes it doesn't really make much difference, but to get the control that you need of the shot, you need to really stand still when you shoot. So you want to be running, see the target, stop, shoot, start moving again, stop when you see the target, shoot again, and you want to get this kind of flow going. You know, once you get that down, that's when you need to learn the timing of the bolt action. That's definitely, you know, if you're using the DSR or the blister, you need to know how long it takes for the bolt action to actually click back, so then you can shoot again. And once you learn that timing and you get your movement right, that's when you're definitely going to be lethal. So sensitivity is another main topic that people want me to talk about. A lot of people say that they want to use the sensitivity that their favorite YouTuber does. That really won't help you. You need to get used to a sensitivity that really fits you. I'd recommend trying to go for a high sensitivity, just because having that extra speed will help you turn on guys quicker, it help you drag scope faster, and that's obviously going to allow you to get more shots off quicker and allow you to kind of stay alive for longer. It's as simple as that. You know, you can use a lower sensitivity, that's great if you can get your shot off and you're actually accurate, then that's great. But if you feel like you're dying a lot more because you can't turn on people quick enough because you're using a lower sensitivity, then that's when I recommend turning your sensitivity up and then getting used to that. You don't want to go crazy and go for the max straight away. You want to work up and then find the sensitivity that fits you. I personally use 11, but it's down to preference. So definitely get used to it. You can use bots and private match to get used to this, or you can just do it online. It's as simple as that. So next I want to talk about basically a very important one. Is basically knowing where the enemy is going to be. This is a very important one because it obviously affects the streak, the gameplay, the clip, or whatever you're going to be going for. If you know where the enemy is going to be, if you know where they're going to be spawning, where they're going to be running, then that obviously benefits you a lot. Now, this is just something I want to bring up. It's really hard to give tips on this because it's down to the actual player themselves, you could say. It's down to you. You really need to learn the spawns yourself. There's a few ways you can do this. You know, there's obviously videos on YouTube, but I think it's better to learn it yourself from actually playing rather than seeing it in a video. Now, for this one, I would recommend playing a few games. You know, if your favorite game type, I don't know, Domination or Hardpoint, you know, they're really similar. You want to play a few games, do a few maps, play normally, then go into theater. And I think there's a Codcaster option that basically allows the radar to always be on, and you can follow where all the enemies move, where all your team moves. You know, at certain points where the spawns switch, you know, you'll see an enemy or you see yourself go past a certain point, and then that's when the spawn switches. That's where the enemy was spawning, and then they switch to another spawn at the other side of the map or something. You know, they're the things you need to learn. And once you learn that, you know, learn it for each map, learn it for a couple of game types, whatever your favorite one is. I pretty much know the Domination spawns on pretty much most maps. Hardpoint I'm starting to play a lot more recently, but I still need to learn those. So, you know, I'm always learning because they change the spawns as well sometimes, so that's kind of annoying. But basically, you know, if you pick Domination, you want to play these games, you know, look at the games after, look in theater, see where everyone's running, see what everyone's doing. And then you want to go back and play it again, and you want to memorize kind of where everyone's going to be. If you see your team at one side of the map, you got to think, right, they're not going to spawn there, they're going to spawn at the other side, and that's where you run. That's where you go for these clips, and that's kind of the main focus, you could say, is trying to find where all enemies are going to be bunched together. You want to try and find the moment the spawn's going to switch. You want to get to that other side of the map ready for that spawn switch. That's kind of what the player you need to be. You need to be eager to try and find all the enemies rather than just waiting for them to run to you. That obviously does help a lot, but the more aggressive you are, the more chance you're going to have good clips, I think, or good gameplays, or more entertaining ones at least. So that's kind of like the main thing. You know, you can use kill streaks for this. UAV, VSAT, they're the main two I would use. That really helps you know where they're going to be spawning, especially the VSAT. If you get a VSAT up and you're running around the map killing people and then you see them spawning on the map, that obviously does help a lot. So that's that for knowing spawns. There's obviously other ways you can use the spawns to your advantage, different covers. I definitely recommend using cover. A lot of people just kind of run out in the open. That's obviously a bad idea most of the time, unless you're super aggressive and you're really confident that you're going to kill them all. Definitely recommend using cover as much as you can. I'm going to put some videos on the screen right now of me using cover. Well, hopefully I've got some, and that really shows that obviously it does help and it's very effective if you're using a sniper. So you need to combine all these together. You need to know when to push and when not to push. The spawn point is a key thing. You need to know the line of where the actual spawn point breaks, if that makes any sense. You know, if you run past a certain line, that's when the spawn's going to switch. So they're the main things you need to think about when you're playing. So next I want to talk about the playstyle itself. This is a main thing that I want to talk about, because this is what I see all the time on YouTube videos, and people think that this is how it's fun to play. And this is just a tip from my own personal view. You know, this is going to be different for a lot of people, but I personally like to play the objective all the time. I've kind of played the game that way for years, and it's kind of hard not to, even if I do this whole montage thing. You know, if you see my stats video, you see my score per minute, it's quite high, you know, almost 600, and all I do is snipe most of the time. So I think, you know, capping the flags, capping the right flags, you know, capping the certain hard points, that is a very good way to get clips, and people don't understand that. Having the right flags, having the right spawns is a big thing, and it obviously helps you get clips, helps you get streaks, good gameplays, and people don't understand that. People I've seen videos, and a lot of snipers do this now, and it's kind of frustrating, really. Like, you see their playstyle, they're using the tacs or tactical insertions, which I obviously recommend you use, but you use in a way that helps you get the right objectives and then get the right spawns, whereas some people just use a tactical insertion to get up in the enemy spawn, even if they don't have the B flag, or even if they don't have that right hard point, and just tack in this montage spot where they see people on YouTube get all these clips on. It doesn't work like that. You need to progress through the map to get to that spot, and then that's when you control the map, and that's what people don't understand. And it's kind of hard to talk about fully just, you know, with words. So I'll try and show some videos on the screen right now of clips where, you know, you're using the advantage of pushing the enemies back into their spawn, having the right flags, having the right objective, or whatever you're playing, and that's the way that is going to help you control the map and control the spawns and control where the enemies are going to come from, and that's definitely going to benefit you. So next I want to talk about kind of like the mindset that you're going to be in when you play it. You need to be always thinking ahead. You need to think of how you're going to kill the third guy before you've even got to the first guy. Just kind of that kind of thought pattern, you could say. You know, you need to involve priority into this. So you think, right, the guy on the left, he's about to look at me, he's about to kill me, but this guy right in front of me is not even looking at me. I best kill the guy on the left first. That's kind of what you need to be thinking like, and I still do it to this, you know, to this day. I still kill the easiest guy first because I just want to get the kill, which is not what you need to do. You need to kill the guy that's most threat to you. You know, if that guy's going to kill you, you need to take him out first. So that's kind of like the mindset you need to be in. You need to pick priority, and you need to always, you know, be a few steps ahead of yourself. You know, you need to be thinking, right, I'm going to hit this shot. You need to be confident that you're going to hit the first shot, and then you need to be thinking ahead of what you're going to do for the second and third shot. And these are going to keep your streaks alive. These are going to get you the clips. These are going to keep the gameplays going. And I definitely recommend that you kind of think like this. You know, you need to always think ahead and not just think, right, I've killed this guy, let me run and see what else I can do next. You need to always be thinking 2 or 3 steps ahead. So next I want to talk about, kind of ties in a little bit to the last one, is just kind of like not choking your shots. This is a common thing that, you know, still happens to me. You know, there's still moments where I see loads of enemies in front of me and I just absolutely fail. It's just a common thing, and, you know, if it happens a lot, then, you know, you probably need to work on it. But if it happens, you know, not very frequently, then, you know, that's absolutely fine. You know, you just need to be confident, really. You need to be confident that you're going to hit all your shots. If you come into get into the mindset where you're running in, you're like, oh, I can't do anything, I'm not going to kill all these guys, I can't get them, and then you're going to obviously fail. You're going to just choke and miss all your shots. Whereas if you run into there like, right, I've got this, I've got all these kills here, I'm going to get this quad feed, or I'm going to get this streak, or whatever you're going for, then that's obviously going to help. So that's pretty much the only tip I could give for that. Is just kind of like your mindset and your confidence. If you're confident that you're going to get those kills, then you'll probably get those kills. So a lot of people ask me 2 things. You know, they ask, how do I get my shot on? You know, how do I practice? And also, how do I warm up? You know, these are pretty much 2 similar things for me. I actually just play bots for most of the time. For getting my shot on and practicing, I'll play bots. There's a special way you can change the bots so they only run around with their knives, which is kind of cool. I'll try and find the tutorial and put it in the description, but if not, just, you know, YouTube it, you'll probably find it. And then, you know, I just play bots. I usually put on Nuketown and just practice different shot types. You know, do a few quick scopes, drag scopes, jump shots, no scopes, just incorporate everything so I get everything. You know, we'll try and practice everything really and try and get my shot on. And then I'll do the same thing if I want to warm up. I'll just hop into a bot game and, you know, try and get my shot on. They're 2 main things really. And another way to practice is just playing. It's just simple as that. You just need to play a lot more. You know, some people don't have the time to, but that's definitely one way I recommend, you know, you actually get better at the game. You need to just play more. It's as simple as that. So hopefully I've covered everything. If I haven't, if there's anything you want me to talk about, like I said at the start of the video, let me know in the comments. I'll definitely make a part 2 if I have a lot of people asking for certain things. I tried to cover as much as I can in this one video, so hopefully it goes down well. If you've really enjoyed it, or if you think it's going to help you a lot, please leave a like and a favorite and comment and let me know what you thought. That would be awesome. This hopefully is going to go down well. This is my 4th 200k video. Or is it my 5th? No, it's my 5th 200k video of the week. So really hope you enjoyed this. I really hope it helped you out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.